Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jet Show, and it's already week 2, and this week's opponent is the Cleveland Browns, who beat the Carolina Panthers 26-24 on a last-second game-winning field goal. So will the Browns start off the season 2-0, or will the New York Jets get our first win? Let's talk about it. And when the schedule released, I was really excited to see that we were playing the Browns early in the season because everyone knew Deshaun Watson was going to get suspended for more than one game. And sure enough, he did. He got an 11-game suspension, and I felt comfortable in the New York Jets beating a Jacoby Brissett-led Browns team. But the New York Jets are in the same situation as the Browns. Not the situation where the quarterbacks creep, that's just them, but the fact that we're starting a backup quarterback. The Jets announced today that Joe Flacco will once again be the starter for the second week in a row, and he did throw for 307 yards last week, but it was on 37 attempts, or 37 completions, excuse me. His performance was just average, but he's also a 37-year-old immobile quarterback, and how is he supposed to have much success when the pocket's collapsing around him pretty much every single play? And Cleveland has a really good defensive line. They also had 4 sacks last week, and they have Myles Garrett. If the New York Jets struggle to stop Justin Houston coming off the edge, how do you think we're going to stop Myles Garrett? The answer is we're not. But how much will the New York Jets' pass blocking inefficiencies actually affect us? Because despite getting sacked 4 times last week, Baker Mayfield was able to throw for 237 yards. The New York Jets have some pretty good receivers. Garrett Wilson played phenomenal last week whenever he was actually on the field. He only got in on 40% of our snaps, so we need to involve Garrett Wilson more. And if the Jets receivers can just get open, if Mike LaFleur can be a little more creative with his play calls, I do think we could see Joe Flacco have some type of success when it comes to passing the ball, but it also just depends on how severe this pass rush from Cleveland is going to be. One unit that I do think sees some success this week is the running backs. They did a pretty good job last week against one of the best run-stopping units in the NFL, and while the Browns were able to contain Christian McCaffrey last week, the Jets were able to do a good job run blocking against a really good run-stopping unit, and I feel like that good run blocking success continues this week, and we see good performances from both Michael Carter and Breece Hall. But how is the defense going to do? We did let up 24 points last week, but if you really look into it, the Jets defense played good. The only reasons Baltimore scored their touchdowns was because Joe Flacco threw an interception, Baltimore had really good field position. Brady Man had a 20-yard punt, and LaMarcus Joyner got called for defensive pass interference. But DJ Reed played phenomenal. He's currently Pro Football Focus's highest graded cornerback, and he also allowed 0 catches for, of course, 0 yards, and also had an interception. Sauce Gardner was amazing in his rookie debut, allowed like 1 catch, and Jacoby Brissett had 147 passing yards. So yeah, I feel like the New York Jets are going to be able to stop Cleveland's passing attack. The thing we have to worry about, though, is the running backs. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, one of the best running back duos in the NFL. Last week, they had 217 running yards. That's really good. But the Jets defense was also, or the Jets run defense last week was also phenomenal. We allowed Baltimore to have 63 rushing yards, which is the lowest they've ever had under Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, I do feel like we're able to somewhat stop Cleveland's rushing attack. It's just going to be interesting to see, because last week we did go up against Kenyon Drake and Mike Davis as Baltimore's main running backs. You know, they're not exactly Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So it's just interesting to see if this New York Jets run-stopping defense is actually legit, or if it was just a hoax. And this week, we're going to know that answer, but I feel like they're, going to have some success stopping the run. I don't feel like Nick Chubb has over 100 rushing yards. But will the New York Jets able to pull off a win? Cleveland are the 6-point favorites in this game. I do feel like the New York Jets are able to cover the spread, but it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I do feel like it results in a win for Cleveland. I do feel like the New York Jets improve as a team this week, but they're not good enough to beat Cleveland, and I feel like Browns end up getting the win 13-10. It's going to be a low-scoring game in my opinion. But what are you guys' thoughts on the preview? What are you guys' thoughts on the game? Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to lose? Of course, comment it down below. Love to hear your thoughts. But I'm your host, Juliet, signing off for now. See you guys later.